Okay guys, let's roll. I'm waiting for 2000 hours, 8 p.m. I'm going to watch the Richie and Rogue show. I think it's going to be an interesting one tonight. Actually, you'll see this after the show, so you'll probably see the show before this. I advise you to watch it. I think Richard Taylor's going to say something interesting. Time for the truth, wherever the truth may be. What's the full title? Get out of the way. Move over, get out the way. You want the truth? Oh dear, you want the truth. Can you handle the truth? I can, even if it's unpleasant. I hope it's nothing unpleasant. I really do. I really do. Bit of background. Richard Taylor, as you know, was the leader of Advanced UK Wales. He was doing a brilliant job there. There's no doubt about it. He really was, and he took some stick from the Reds for the work he done for Advanced UK, so can't take that away from him, no matter what he says tonight. I'm just hoping it'll be good news and no bad news. I'm hoping he's going to say something like he's joined Restore Britain. That's what I'm hoping for, but you never know with Richard. It was a bit strange, wasn't it, that the new officers in Wales who took over Richard's position promptly blocked him on the Advanced UK Wales account. That couldn't have gone down well with Richard. It wouldn't have gone down well with me. Did they have good reason? I don't know. Perhaps we'll learn tonight. Anyhow, what time did I say it was on? I've got to pass some time away. I'm going to show you a clip of Ben Habib in a moment. It was only put up about an hour ago. Most of you who are watching what is happening, and that's probably all Patriots, will have already seen it. But I'll show the opening clip at any rate and leave a link in the descriptions. Yeah? So you can go watch it. Well, it's 1930 now. And it's actually 1930 Zulu time. Zulu time is military time. On board Royal Navy warships, in the radio room, the clock is always set to military time, Zulu time, so that a stranger would walk in and look at the clock and think, hold on, this clock's 7 hours fast, when it isn't. It's because when the Royal Navy communicates, they all like to be using the same time that we do things and send things. And so when a message arrives, you can look at it and you can have a quick look at your clock and quickly work out what time, local time, the message was sent. It works pretty good, Zulu time. The other things on a clock in my wireless room, radio room, would be at 15 to 18 minutes past the hour. I had coloured red, and what was it, 45, at 1:45 I'd have from 45 to 8 also coloured red, and that was the time I would have to monitor the distress frequency, 500 kilocycles, yeah, and I had a dedicated old machine in the corner that was permanently turned to that, and I had it switched on all the time. Nearer to land, we'd use VHF, and some of you with boats will probably know it. Channel 16 is the distress frequency. Don't know why I told you that. I think it was because I looked at the clock and I went, oh, it's 1932 Zulu now. Yeah. Okay, let's go and have a look at what Ben has to say, is there?
get on that well with Nigel Farage and don't foresee any kind of unification between the three of you. But you and Rupert Lowe, despite the fact you're, if you like, on separate paths, you know, have retained an amicable relationship, and politically I think that you're very close. The question people are asking, now that Rupert Lowe has turned his movement, Restore Britain, into a political party, and you, of course, already had your established party, Advance UK, will you two get together? Is it possible that Advance UK and Restore Britain could unite?
So, just to perhaps put a bit more meat on the bones of your comments, Rupert and I are ideologically and politically, philosophically very similar. You could hardly put, a cigarette paper between us. And if you look at the speech that I made a week ago in the Emmanuel Center on the importance of culture and immigration and so on in this country, we put out a policy on culture and on immigration, our Advance UK did. If you look at that speech and compare it to the piece to camera that Rupert did when he declared that Restore Britain was going to become a political party, it's almost as if we were reading the same speech. And so we are politically, philosophically very, very similar. Rupert initially didn't want to set up a political party. In fact, if I go right back to the beginning very briefly, Advance UK was set up initially thinking Rupert would lead it, in agreement with Rupert that he would lead it.
Right.
He then changed his mind. He wanted to do a movement. I thought a political party was necessary.
Okay.
You can't change anything at the ballot. You can't change anything the way the country's run unless you do it through the ballot box. And so it's taken Rupert Lowe a little while to come round to that realization. In the meantime, Advance UK has got 40,000 members, dozens of councillors across the country. We set up a national network and we've become registered as a political party.
Okay.
So we are a long, long way ahead of Restore Britain. And when Rupert declared that he wished to convert Restore Britain to a political party on Friday night, you might have seen I put out a little piece of camera that I did yesterday morning, saying that we would be very happy to merge with Restore Britain. It makes no sense for two politically, philosophically aligned people to be doing two separate things when we've already, done all the heavy lifting in order to become a political party. We've established ourselves. We are an established political party now. So we'll just see how those discussions
Any
unfold.
response from Rupert yet?
No response from Rupert yet.
But would you personally be optimistic of the prospect of Restore Britain and Advance UK getting together and forming a single unit?
It would be a formidable force if Rupert and I got together. We are complementary in many respects. He does certain things particularly well. I do other things, if I may say so, reasonably well. And if
you do, Ben. You're a very good communicator. We know that. Yeah, so is Rupert, by the way. But you're both very good at that. Yeah.
So I think we would be formidable, and we would carry a very big base with us immediately.
Okay. Why are we waiting? Get ready. Okay, guys, I'm back. I watched the entire show, up to the part where they went into a members-only section. I'm not a member. I wouldn't become a member. I don't believe people have to pay to ask questions, but all the questions were allowed to be asked in the show itself, The questions behind the paywall were for members and just for a private chat and any sort of other questions they had. I'm not going to put any of the show on because you really must watch it from the beginning to learn Richard and Rogue's take on what happened in Wales. A fascinating story. Seems to me that a bit of jealousy by people at Central Office. What was interesting was the new leader for Wales came in and made a few comments and big capital letters and stuff like that. And I asked him why he hadn't responded to my email asking about the leadership in Wales, and he didn't even respond to that. But someone else kindly replied and said, well, he can't, Paul, he's too busy on you. So that made me smile. Richard and Rogue were both superb, yeah. You know I take a pop at them all the time. But the things I learned were really, really interesting and will be of great concern to Welsh members. A lot of silly people in the comments, and I took a swipe at one or two. But look, there's only one way to see it, and that's go watch it. And I mean watch it and listen in full. It was an entertaining, informative show. You can always fast forward the bits if it's on a subject that you don't want to learn more about. There was something, yes, Richard said that he is almost 100% certain that there will be no merger between Restore and Advance UK. He said Restore would demand that Advance UK are just handed over lock, stock and barrel. And I should imagine if the personalities that Richard described, they wouldn't be very happy about that. There was so much in it, guys. You just got to watch it and learn and listen. You'll also learn about some of the background information as to who funded Richard and Rogue's journeys around Wales on those tours, and you'll find out that it was their own money. Yeah. So I don't envy them their cups of coffee and their super chats, because they used it to try and spread the message, and that's a good use of Patriot's money. And there's another video that I haven't even watched yet, but we're going to have to go over and watch it together now. Stand by.
Good evening, everybody. Forgive my slightly scruffy farm attire, but I've got some excellent news for all those who are following what we're doing at Restore Britain. We've just gone through 50,000 members, which is absolutely fantastic. It shows that people are following what we're doing and they are supportive of what we're doing, which I just can't thank them enough for. What I would say is that it's now, you can't rely on a small group of people to carry the burden of what needs to be done. So I appeal to all of you, join us in as many numbers as you can, but spread the word, start to challenge when you think things are wrong. Don't accept everything. Do it legally, do it fairly, do it in a British way. But please, let's spread the word. Let's collectively take on this malaise that has infected Britain. We need to get rid of it. So have a good evening, good luck next week, and thank you for watching.
Okay, well, that was Rupert. Yeah, 50,000, there you go. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Please go and listen to what Richard Taylor and Rogue had to say, and then make your own minds up. To be honest, if I had to believe anyone, I'd believe Richard Taylor. It seems to me that Ben, and I'm not sure how much of what Richard said and Rogue said Ben knew about, but it certainly wasn't good. It seems to me that there are people within the party who might have been envious of the popularity of Richard in Wales. And with an eye to the future and positions within the party, he was someone who had to go. He was just too popular. But that's just my take on it. Let me know what your take on it is after you've watched it, and tell me in the comments. You've been listening to Paul Morris, the Green Arrow. A bit despondent, but hey, we Brits, we're used to being down, picking ourselves up, and then kicking some ass. But they say, and I'm right out of chewing gum.